Aquarius workshop, realize your inner richness. I start with a quote from Password Lecture 153 with the title The Self-Regulating Nature of Involuntary Processes. When you begin to sense the richness and the treasure locked up in you, in every one of you, when you bring out this richness, you will begin to live. Only then will you begin to live. End of quote from Password Lecture 153. When we follow this path of self-development, which aims to reconnect with the true self and thereby better understand, help and love others, we discover the source of our inner richness and the richness of the universe. Then we know who we are. We are at home with ourselves and we live in the here and now. Then our perception of ourselves, others and life is crystal clear because we understand ourselves and life and are in the light of love and truth. Then we have given up our wall of isolation, allowing us to be relaxed and confident, enjoying life's limitless abundance and richness. However, misconceptions rob us of the beauty, richness and abundance of the true self. But whatever our present condition is, when we humbly face it completely with all its negative emotions and confusion and do not run away from it, we experience a richness of beautiful energy, life force and joy. Whatever our mood is right now, through that mood there is the true self, the life force, the now. There is supreme pleasure in every particle of life, as long as we do not run from it or push it away. In this workshop, we will, with a loving curiosity, explore our inner richness through 3 themes from the Password Lectures. The first theme, being in the now. As long as we look outside ourselves for the solution to our problems and the fulfillment of our needs, we are alienated from ourselves and dependent on others. With that attitude, we feel guilty about the past or worry about the future. But if we experience the source of our inner wealth, then we will not want to leave the now, because we have found happiness in the here and now. By living in the now, we are attuned to the life force and connected to the true self. For the true self, the life force and the now are one. Now a quote from Password Lecture 150. No matter where you are, no matter what your present condition or circumstances are, no matter how you feel, if this now is sorrowfully faced, not run away from, it yields a wealth of beautiful energy, life substance, joyfulness. You can find in this now exhilaration and bliss, peace and stimulation, a deep sense of purpose that will lend meaning to all you do, inwardly and outwardly. End of quote from Password Lecture 150. Second theme, letting go of your forcing current. we tend to hold on to negative beliefs and attitudes and fight against them at the same time. And we want to get greedy according to our demands from a tense feeling of fear, distrust, and shortage. We must learn to let go of our self-will and manipulative attitudes and to empty ourselves, allowing us to open up to the divine process. Only an honest person feels rich and can confidently claim the wealth and unimaginable generosity of the universe. Now a quote from Password Lecture 213. Knowing your riches implies, at a first substantial step, to be strong enough, generous enough, humble enough, honest enough, not to exert force over others, no matter how subtly this force may be acted out. Not letting go is a forcing current. Forcing, no matter how concealed, amounts to stealing, because you know you would not have to enforce anything if it were indeed freely given to you. The irony is that often what wants to be given you freely becomes inaccessible when you force. Thus, not letting go must violate your integrity on a deep level, which then causes you to doubt yourself and your rights to be happy. Not letting go can be equated with being a stealing beggar. Letting go can be equated with knowing one's ultimate riches, with the willingness to establish this fact in your consciousness. End of quote from Password Lecture 213. The last and third theme, wanting to give the best of yourself. If we don't stand on our own 2 feet because in our blindness we want to remain emotionally dependent, then we have nothing to give. We are poor, we feel empty, and we try to get more and more. To the extent that we refuse to give the best of ourselves, to the same extent do we reject life's riches. It is only when we stop turning away from our center and depending on no one but ourselves that we can generously and confidently give the best of ourselves to life, making us feel full and rich. Wealth comes to us when we can give as generously as we are willing to receive. The last quote stems from Password Lecture 250. The benign circle can be established by risking to give out. You enter more and more into a benign circle in which you can release more of your inner and outer riches because you know they are eternally and inexorably replaced as a never-ending stream. So the more you receive, the more you can give, and the more you give, the more are you capable of receiving. It is then that giving and receiving become one. So the first step must be to risk giving out. End of quote from Password Lecture 250. More information you will find on my website. I wish you peace and all the best. Thank you.